Hey everybody, my name is Max Taylor. I'm an account manager over here at NuOrder. Now, for today's Wednesday webinar, I'm going to be leading you through some of the nuances introduced with our NuOrder 4.0 product release. Now, the majority of you are already familiar with some of our primary features introduced, including, for instance, campaigns and contact groups, but we want to make sure you're familiar with also some of the more subtle nuances. Now, the majority of what I'll focus on today exists within the All Products gallery, which for the majority of you is your default page. However, do note, it is an option to select line sheets as your default landing page as well. If you have questions regarding this, or if you're already set to line sheets and prefer to have your home page back to All Products, just consult your account manager and they'll be able to get it set up for you. Now, some rollouts we have include tiling. So notice right now, you can actually introduce more items with less space. Furthermore, we've introduced the ability to choose how you're filtering based on recently added, in this instance, where you could select merchandised, based alphabetically by style number, or by name itself. Now, if I start to click into some items, NuOrder now is going to be able to track the history behind this. And by that, see, I can now view recently viewed. Now, another feature you may not be familiar with yet, you'll notice if I hover over any item, this little box triggers. This tool will actually enable you to select bulk. So, for instance, if I wanted to maybe do everything within fall, I could hover over an item, and as soon as I check this off, it'll trigger this dropdown. It says select all that meet search and filter criteria. So if I check this off, everything that I refine my search to within fall is now selected. I have a series of actions that I can choose from. So I can add all of them to an order. I could add them all to a list, add them to a line sheet, or export them all together. Now, some other features I wanted to note as well. This little eyeball character right here, selecting it actually enables me to view the portal through the lens of one of my retailers. Now, initially, you may not be certain why this would be beneficial, so I want to give out some anecdotes for you. In particular, I work with several brands that are juggling different currencies, right? Different retailers assigned to different currencies. So if you want to, for instance, look through the lens of a Canadian retailer and see what their pricing looks like, or you have line sheets that are unique to those currencies, you can always choose from this lens, select the retailer that you want to select from, and then you'll be able to view it from their perspective and turn off whenever you want to. Now, while we're still on this page, for those of you that may not be familiar with yet, our intercom feature on the bottom right-hand corner. Now, if you click into this, this is access for you to speak with our Hero support team live during regular hours, Pacific time. So if you ever have quick questions, whether support or just a little bit of troubleshooting, feel free to reach out and you can talk to them directly. Now, a more recent rollout that you may or may not have noticed is within our navigations tab. So now you'll notice that I can collapse this by taking my mouse away whenever I want. Now the rationale here was again to enable more real estate, right? More images per line. However, if you prefer the old-fashioned model, if I scroll to the bottom, you'll notice this little pin icon. If I click it, this will maintain itself out here. It will no longer collapse when I remove my mouse from it. So it's up to you. However, you'll notice you'll enable an additional item per line, depending on what you decide here. Now, some of the other features that are a little more intuitive just based on how they were laid out before, but just want to make sure that you guys are across it as well. The shopping bag is now turned into the shopping cart feature. What used to be the thumbs up is now the star icon, but still applies for all of your custom lists. And then a great feature unique to 4.0 is the little belt icon here. This allows you to direct link. So what's great here is there's now a unique URL for every single item as well as line sheet. So I could do here, right, is say I have a retailer that's been working on or waiting on the B-House skirt to come into stock, right? It's been maybe a month. I can now shoot them an email saying, hey, I remember that you've been waiting on this to come back into stock. Hyperlink this in. And now immediately, if you have 5, 6 different direct links that bring them right into new order, you can imagine the buyer traffic right there is going to skyrocket just by engaging them with emails that are coming either directly from new order or from your own personal email from the brand. And as I noted, you're able to do this with line sheets as well. So just to quickly reference, if I go to my line sheets here, I'll scroll into the actions icon, copy link, same thing, paste it. And now I'll be able to bring them right into my line sheet. Like I said, you can embed this into a personal email. And what's even better here is if they click into it, it's live inventory at any given moment, right? So I'm sure we all have examples of sending a retailer maybe a line sheet from 4 months ago, right? And they don't actually open it until 4 months later. And now they're looking at what historically has been static inventory, if you think about it. So now they can click into it. They'll see what is and isn't still available whenever they actually get around to viewing it from their inbox. So those are the primary features I wanted to make sure everybody was across today. Now you can mess around and kind of get a vibe of not only if you want the all products gallery to be your landing page, but also how you want this aesthetic laid out, right? How many items per line, how you'd like to filter it. And like I said, if you are interested in setting line sheets for your default page instead of all products gallery, feel free to reach out to your account manager. They'll be happy to work with you. That's about it for me, guys. I do appreciate the time. Hopefully this was helpful for you. And as always, tune in every Wednesday for another New Order webinar. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to Heroes. And of course, you can always reach them directly from our intercom as well. Cool. Thanks for the time, guys.